What is up, everybody? I hope you are doing awesome this war game season so far. Today I'm going to be bringing you the new heroic trial guide, walkthrough, a little discussion, help kind of thing. So let's jump right into that. I'm going to show you guys my team, and then I'm going to show you, some alternative characters of my team, like to my characters that you can use. But you should have at least half of my team because half of my adventures, you'll see in just a second, are free to play. So that's really sweet that is a thing. Like, it was actually necessary for me to play the free to play units instead of different units because they're just better for this heroic trial. And then my other two characters are characters that you should probably have. You might not have them, but they're pretty old characters and pretty common characters. Like, a lot of people I know have these. We have Sparkle Princess Eyes in slot 1. We have Honor Succession Bell in slot 2. Then we have the new event Makoto and the Christmas event Chloe in the last slot. So, explanations. This boss is weak to wind and earth. So I have like 0 wind units, or I don't have any like very high limit broken wind units or anything like that. So I'm definitely, that's why I'm using the physical attackers that don't have an attribute, because I don't have enough of the attribute that it's weak to. I have these 2 earth units here, but I don't have any more extremely like damage dealing earth units, and I don't have any damage dealing wind units, so I'm just using basic non-elemental attackers. So that's why I have the first 2 slots here. The back 2 slots, obviously, it's weak to Earth, so the Makoto from the new event. And then it's weak to Earth, which is awesome for the Chloe. But Chloe is also going to be doing physical resistance for my team because this is a physical based boss. So she does physical damage. And that brings me to the assists. So the first assist, I have the Summer Hestia. She does a 15% decrease in physical attack for your opponent. Strength, I guess it's strength. 15% decrease in strength for your opponent. So you're just going to be taking a little less physical damage there. In place of her, you could also do Paradise Mood Hestia. I do not have Paradise Mood Hestia, but she does the same thing. She's just a little bit older of a unit, and I do not actually have her. In addition to that, there is, if you guys have her, this Hephaestus right here also does physical resist, I believe plus 12%. Yeah, plus 12% before MLB, and at MLB, I believe it is 15. So those would be 3 good assists, 4-star assists that you guys could be using to stop a little physical damage. After that, I have Hestia, Kunoichi Goddess Hestia. So she does a 10% strength buff because, 3 out of my 4 characters are physical, and then she does a 15% heal. You don't have to have, this character, but I would recommend at least having a healer. And then a strength boost wouldn't be bad, but at least a healer. So if you guys have any 4-star healer, even if you don't have a 4-star healer, a 3-star healer would be pretty decent as well. So just kind of throw a healer on there. In my opinion, I do think that would be a good use of a slot. Next, I have this Seer. So she does an MP gauge charge boost. This isn't necessary at all. Like, both of my MPs were charged at turn 7, and that's good, but you could just wait until turn 8, and I believe they would still be charged at turn 8. I could be wrong about that. But yeah, I do enjoy this character. In place of this character, you could run, like I said before, the Hephaestus that does physical buff, or physical resist buff, I mean. Yeah, here's another healer right here. This Naza, she's a 3-star healer. She was an event character way back. If you guys have her, you could definitely play her instead of the healer. Instead of that, you could do a magic buff assist for your Makoto. Just kind of anything. You could do Sacred Fire Hestia here. This Loki, the Familia Loki here. I messed up. All right, so But there's a lot of choices. This isn't a necessary slot. That's not a necessary assist. So you could just replace it with kind of whatever you want. But if you do have her, I do recommend her because she is really good for this. Just kind of help you end a little bit faster and have a lesser chance of dying. So after that, we have the first detective, Anya. So pretty much she is just there to help me deal a little bit more damage. She reduces your opponent's physical resist, and since my team is mostly physical, I figured that would probably be pretty useful. If you don't have her, like I said, you could use Aaron Titan from the Attack on Titan event. He does the same thing except a little bit lesser so. Or just, like I said, a strength buffer or something like that. Recommended. But like I said, these assists aren't really mandatory, except I would say the strength down / strength resist, one of the two, would probably be a little bit necessary. As far as armor, I am using swift armor on everyone, except one person. I only have 3 swift armors, but I would recommend swift armor for this because it does do a physical resist plus, I believe, 8% for the person wearing it. So that'll give them a little bit more physical resist. So if you have that and Hephaestus, they have 20% physical resist, which is pretty good. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to jump right into it. I'm going to go through this a little fast, just kind of show you guys that, this is going. Or is it going? There we go. I'm probably going to die this time. I always joke about that. It hasn't happened yet, but I'm probably just going to die this time. So you're going to start out buffing with Chloe, and you're just going to buff all of the, your character's attack stats like normal. And then Bell, I'm going to use his single target attack. I'm going to use Makoto's single target attack. And I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3 with Chloe, just like I usually do. If you guys have seen me use Chloe before, that's what I usually do. Also, if you guys want, like, instead of one of the if you don't have one of these characters, like let's say you don't have like Honor Succession Bell, so you could use a healer instead of him. I don't know if that would end you on turn 8 is the problem with that, because if you're using a healer, you're not going to be outputting as much damage, and you might not end on turn 8. So be wary of that, because at the moment, I am ending on turn 7, so you do have the extra little bit of time in there, the extra turn. However, I wouldn't try to push it with the healer. So if you can survive, I would try to do it without a healer. But if you can't survive, for sure, or if you don't have a character and you think that a healer would be better, then go for it for sure, because I don't think that would be bad. But yeah, like you guys are seeing here. So yeah, at turn 7, I have both of my MPs charged. I'm going to use Aiza's special arts and Makoto's special arts. I'm not going to use Bell's. I did that the first time I did this, and it was a mistake just because he does a fire magic attack, and she's resistant to fire. So that was bad on my part. She still died, but it did less damage than it should have. So I'd watch out for that for sure. Well, I may not be killed. It did more damage than that, so maybe you should. But Makoto should be killed, or close to it anyway. All right, 46,000. Boom, Bell. All right, sweet. So that was a lot of damage for Bell for that single attack. But anyway, turn 7 right there. That is generally how I do it. Generally, the characters that I would use. If you guys have any questions on different characters to use or different strategies, stuff like that, you can definitely hit me up. Hit me up in the comments. Whatever you guys are feeling, and ask about that. I am going to be making a war game video. I'll probably be making that tomorrow. I am King 2, King 3. I'm King something right now. I've played a lot of games, so yeah, I do have that pretty rough defeat record. But anyway, yeah. And so I've played a lot of games this season, and I have seen a lot of interesting things this season, actually. There are a lot less Magic teams, at the moment at least, this season than I expected, which is interesting to me. And I'll be going over all of that tomorrow in the video about War Games. So if you guys need any help in War Game, need any tips, definitely check that out tomorrow. But anyway, this has been heroic trial walkthrough. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope this was helpful. If it was, like, subscribe, comment, do all that good stuff, and I will see you next time. Peace.